Hey guys. So it's been very interesting. I've noticed that fear is such a huge energy in the collective lately. Like I can just feel it. Like a lot of people are feeling stuck and in that quicksand of fear. And it's interesting because sometimes I'll pick up books. I never usually read a full book all at once. I'll read one book and I'm in the mood for another book and I'll just put a bookmark in it and I'll just highlight things that I resonate with. Well, I picked up one of my Dolores Cannon's books, and if you've been following me for a while, you know I love Dolores Cannon. She's since passed away, but she used to do past life hypnotherapy and help people heal through going into their past lives, pinpointing that trauma, and then releasing it. So, anyways, I pick up one of her books that actually happened to be Hidden Sacred Knowledge. And I was just skimming through and I came to one of the pages that I had highlighted and it was on fear. And I thought it was interesting and I want to share it with you. But this is one of her regression sessions. And Dolores says to the patient, who is, I shouldn't even call it patient, I guess client, could be either. Dolores says, do you think that fear is what makes people sick? And then the response was yes. And fear keeps them in relationships that are no longer healthy or providing growth for the soul. Fear is negative if it is allowed to prevent positive action. Fear is good when it warns of a real danger to the physical body. It is a good warning when emotionally a change is needed and her ability to sense the emotional imbalances. Fear is the root of all negative emotions. It manifests in many different ways. Rachel has the ability, that was the client, has the ability to help people find first the surface fear and then work on down to what the root fear is. And that's just what we have to do on an individual level, not just have to go and do hypnotherapy with someone. Side note, my most watched video on my YouTube channel is my past life regression that I've done myself. Please don't ask me which meditation I used on YouTube. It was so many years ago. I've been asked that question all along. I don't remember, but ask spirit to lead you to one and then kind of take a peek and see how it feels for you, the person's voice doing the meditation, how long of a meditation you're looking for. If you know yourself, you've meditated a lot in the past, you kind of have an idea of what it takes to get you into that really relaxed state where you're able to get into a frequency of receiving that information that you're trying to pull up in order to face those shadows in that past life. Well, anyways, you can do your own past life regression to reveal things about your healing process to yourself. Actually, I'll probably link that video below just in case you haven't seen it. It's from years ago. I should probably try to do another one, but I will tell you that when I did my own past life regression at home with just a guided meditation, I felt like I got more relaxed, deeper into that place of receiving because it wasn't somebody else in the room with me. You're the most comfortable with yourself, right? Especially if you've done a little decent amount of work on yourself. Like, you can really go there if you trust yourself, right? Make sure you always protect yourself too. If you ever go into any meditation, I protect myself before going to the grocery store. I mean, I'm a sensitive empath. Really, it's about intention. A lot of people try to say that, oh, protection, you're saying that your belief system is fear by asking for protection. But the way I look at it is if you have the information and then you choose not to protect yourself based off of the information of danger or whatever it may be, other interfering energies in your environment, and you choose not to protect yourself on a spiritual level, you're consciously choosing not to protect yourself. So I don't know if that's actually me saying I'm afraid. I'm not going to walk straight up to a lion and be like, oh, spirit's with me, God's with me. No, I'm going to use common sense. That's where your ego actually helps you in life. It's a protection mechanism, but a lot of us take it to the point where our programming uses that protection mechanism in order to hold us back, basically. So all this fear and this quicksand that we're all sitting in, we really have to go to the nitty gritty of our healing and what our fears are on an individual level in order to work through them. I don't know why I'm talking about past life regressions, maybe because the Dolores Cannon and such. But I feel like spirit wants us to use those tools in order to help heal ourselves. I'll admit, like, I've only got regressed once in person. I've never had Reiki done or anything like that. Most of my healing process has been by myself, YouTube, lots of questions, lots of reading books, lots of going out into nature and being with myself and actually sitting alone and speaking out loud to spirit and just allowing that information to come back to me, accepting if those questions aren't necessarily answered immediately. Like, you could ask spirit something and you might not get the answers to that until later because it's not time. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. We always think we're ready, right? I'll never forget when I first started having my awakening. 2012 was when I had like my awakening of being healthy. And I knew I wanted to like respect myself more and all that. But when I started coming into the other phases of awakening, it was such a crazy experience because I thought I wanted to immediately unleash the Kundalini energy and this and that. And then you start to learn like, well, you better take it one step at a time because this is no joke. This process is no joke. And it really is a peel back the layer of the onion kind of thing. Because if you don't allow it to be that and you want to like rip off the Band-Aid of a wound that's still bleeding, good luck with that. Like it's a gradual process. But every time spirit brings this darkness to the surface, we have an additional opportunity to decide how we want to respond. So it's like those triggers. It's like when you get back in contact with someone you were with in the past, or you're trying to repair a relationship with your parents, or you're in a job that you feel stuck in because you have to provide for your family. You have to provide for yourself. You need insurance. A lot of people they stay in these jobs that really don't even pay them that much just because they get insurance. It's like, do you know you could like be self-employed, make 10 times as much and just pay monthly for insurance if it's that real for you, you know? Like there are so many options out here. It's just our belief systems that hold us back. It's our belief systems that make us think that the life that we want isn't possible. It's been possible. We just are afraid and sitting in fear. We're afraid to be the highest version of who we are because there's some part of us that believes that doesn't exist or that can exist. But I'm telling you right now, it can. If it can be thought of and conjured up in your mind, it exists. And you can create that for yourself. But what you have to do is ask yourself, okay, I have the rest of today. Like, just look at today. What am I going to do intentionally with my day? What am I going to do that's going to be a step forward in the direction of the highest version of me instead of the same old cycle of me? Instead of just going through your daily routines, complaining about life or being dissatisfied in life for some reason, but not actually making any steps in the direction of who you want to be. Since you don't want to be this, and who do you want to be, and what are you doing to get there? And there is so much action. As much as we have to be quiet to receive those intuitive hits in order to let spirit like guide us on this journey, like we have to be still to receive that. But at the same time, there's this like integration, there's this implementation, there's this, what are we doing in the physical to align with that same energy of those thoughts and those intentions and that, and what we desire or what spirit knows is going to be of the most excitement and love and just like fulfillment, you know? Spirit knows. Like our ego thinks it knows. That's why we keep choosing things thinking, oh, this is going to make me happier. This is going to be easier, right? It's funny because like, think about in relationships, when you're in a relationship with somebody who's not quite stepping up to the plate or bringing equal reciprocity, it's like you always want to, like, they always want to run to someone who will tolerate, who they are now in the vibration they are now instead of level up with you. And that's why people outgrow relationships all the time, especially people on this ascension journey. It's so hard to date and then align with somebody who's going to be on that track that you're on. Because if you're rolling through and you're actually doing all right, you're having your cries, you're releasing the energy, you're acknowledging your past, you're making different decisions, you're becoming this highest version of yourself. Good luck finding somebody that's aligned with that. But that's also a belief system in my head, right? Because I'm single right now, because it's been over like 2.5 years. And I'm in that mindset of like, okay, like it ain't even been close. Like I'm just going to sit over here and focus on me. And I feel like the more I focus on me, the farther away I get from being able to align with somebody, because who else has done that much work? Who else is aligned in their most authentic version to the degree that I've chosen to be? Not to toot my own horn, because I'm saying that because I know pretty much most people watching my video feel that way. And it is a lonely process. But the great thing is we're going to come into these energies where we're aligning with each other now. We've taken so much time for ourselves to really embrace that authentic version, and it's still expanding. It will never stop expanding. But there is that light at the end of the tunnel, like I was saying yesterday. There absolutely is. And like you have to believe that and then step into that energy of bringing it to light, like stepping towards that light instead of being stuck in the fear, still in that tunnel, feeling like you can't ever get out of it, selling yourself excuses, arguing for your own limitations. Like, you don't have to do that. Life doesn't have to be hard. We make it that way. And then we point the finger and blame everyone else. Well, I was raised this way, and I had this childhood trauma. This relationship didn't work, and I'm alone, and I have all these kids, and blah, 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 blah. But really, there is a way. It's like sometimes we don't really want to have to consider the sacrifices we have to make to become our authentic version, because we know it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable saying goodbye to friends that probably weren't the best influence. It's not going to be comfortable telling your parent, like, look, I get to decide where I'm going for Christmas this year. You don't get to manipulate me anymore, emotionally manipulate me, you know? It's just that, like, allowing those things to leave, because for so long you've been codependent or manipulative or people-pleasing in these areas, feeling like you can't go anywhere, you can't leave that job, you can't whatever. And it doesn't have to be that way. And the only person that's going to change it is you. And the only person that's going to receive the ideas is you. Not your parents' opinion, not your pastor, not your teacher, not your whoever, best friend. That's why it's crazy when we're going through something. I get we need support. We immediately want to get on the phone with our friends or the group chat or whatever and just blah. But really, like, try next time something like that happens to just sit with yourself. And I get we're human beings. We all need support. But sometimes that support can backfire because it's really not coming from inside you. It's coming from some external source who's already dealing with their own journey in whatever way. And their perspective is not yours. So, but yeah, guys. Whew. Just have faith in who you are and don't be afraid to embody that. Embodiment is everything. I think I've met a lot of people who know all the spiritual verbiage, who they know so much. They've just acquired all this information, but have done nothing with it. Their entire algorithm could be nothing but relationship like advice or about this or that. And they have all this information. They could sit there and regurgitate it to you. But maybe they haven't actually taken it and implemented it into their life to expand and become a better person. They just know it, but they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. Anybody can say all the right things. Haven't we all, ladies, been with a guy who says all the right things, but where's he at? He's not doing them. He's just saying them, right? We've all been with people like that, men and women. Like, So it's called a love bomb. It's not real. You're gaslighting yourself. You're like, yeah, I know this, I know that. But like, okay, like your life doesn't reflect it. It's just it's that accountability, next level accountability. Next level accountability. You know how hard it is for most people? Most people never change. Like I have met people in their 70s and they've been the same person for the past 50 years or more and are not interested in changing. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But we have that opportunity to change. We have that opportunity to be the light and to expand and actually to enjoy life, not keeping the same loop on repeat. Who wants to live the same day over and over and over again? It's so funny. Like, I work at the school, but I'm only part-time. So like I was telling one of my coworkers, I was like, yeah, I have about 5 outfits and they're just on a repeat cycle. Like don't ask me why I wear the same things every day. We're looping this around. And that's exactly what life will turn into. It's just the same thing on repeat if you don't choose something different. And I feel like there's so many people just arguing for their own limitations. Why, guys? It can be different. It's just a conscious choice. It's just a conscious choice. But okay, I love you. I love you so much. And I will see you on the next one. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to help your girl with the algorithm. Any donations are so appreciated. You're not just helping the channel, you're helping a single mom of 4. Also, I'm starting some new channels. I'm going to link those below for you guys if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.